Alright, here we are in a run and driving video of our Nissan Pathfinder. It's a 94 5-speed, 2-owner with the V6. Of course, it's a 4x4. So we got the turn signals going, got her warming up here. It's in the 30s. But on the way here, the blinker went bad because I noticed, just the bulb, I noticed when I was mid-turn and all of a sudden it started making the fast sound. So we'll make sure that gets replaced, and it does work fine. This is just cold weather condensation. The truck's still warming up. The dealer plate, this is just a magnet, and you can see in the photos there's no holes or nothing there, but the magnet just sticks better to painted flat surfaces. The bumper's got kind of a curve to it. So alright, we're gonna go pop the hood here. And you don't have to run the fog lights. I guess this time I'll do. Turn the fog lights out, the light goes off, and I'll go ahead and turn on the high beams also. And I'll turn off the four-ways. So you can see your high beams are working, and that's what it looks like with the fog lights off. The cool thing is, you don't have to worry about burning out your fog lights. They turn off with the truck, so you can always just leave them on, which is what I do. So you can see she's running really nice and smooth. Full tune-up's been done, AC blows cold. Battery's been checked, coolant's been flushed, oil change, of course, air filter, Wix oil filter, NGK plugs. She's just ready to rumble. I mean, just runs crazy smooth. Exhaust has been replaced from the cat back. Let's see, I'll go ahead and, so if, you can obviously open the hatch from the back if it's unlocked, but if it's locked, if you always just want to leave it locked, so you don't have to ever worry about it, but it does lock when you hit the power door locks. But you can hit the rear hatch here, the button, and if it's locked, it'll pop open. So you can see the seat is folded down here, so you have you can't quite sleep in there unless you're a shorty, or you in diagonal, but a lot of cargo room. You can see the headline or the headrests are taken off because they'll like the Suburbans and the Tahoes in the 90s. They'll flatten out, and it just won't go flat down. But so alright, we are gonna hit the road. Sometimes I do forget some stuff in here, so if I do, just let me know. It's not been smoked in, nice and clean. Go back to low beams. So go over to cold, and you can hear the change as you rotate it. And you can hear the change too. You can hear all the blend doors working. AC button works right, and it does get nice and cold. I'm gonna turn this down so the fan's not too loud for you. E-brake works good. Obviously, we're not rolling away. You can see the light come on. It's got tilt steering to a limited ability there. So alright, it's power door locks. Hopefully you can see them all rumbling. But the loudest one's the rear hatch. The windows do go up and down all the way. I just don't want to bore you to death. What's weird is about this Nissan Pathfinder, they go pretty slow, but they go all the way down. I've had them up and down like 20 times. The power window lock switch, and so that's as far as the rear ones go. The rear ones go nice and fast, actually. So this power window door lock switch, open the door. This one here, when it's up, it's unlocked. But what's interesting is most vehicles I've had is when you push the power door lock, the driver can still operate all the windows. So you can, like, if you've got kids, you don't want them to annoy you. But what's interesting about this is none of them work, and even on the master switch, which is kind of interesting how Nissan did that. Stereo makes noise. So if you're not a stereo guy, you'll get the job done, but it does not light up here. Cigarette lighter works awesome. So if you want to charge up your celly. It doesn't light up right here, and it doesn't get very loud. It's just not the greatest. So we'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and move them. You can see the mirror working over there. Bam. And then the driver's one's already good. But it's trying to think of anything else. Get the wipers going. Oh, all the wipers have been replaced with nice Bosch units. It's amazing that a set of wipers can run 60 bucks nowadays. I gotta remember how to work that rear one. There we go. Replace that guy too. But we put the good stuff on there, and all of them are Bosch. You're not getting the cheap stuff. So alright, we're gonna go ahead and hit the road. Clock works. Hopefully you guys can see that. Paint's really nice. Clutch feels awesome. Feels exactly like it should. You know, lifts off right where it should. Grabs, releases. It's automatic hubs. So there's no getting out and turning your hubs in. It's a shift on the fly. So in you go, 4 high, and you'll feel it grab. And you can see the little light right there with the green. And you want to get out of 4-wheel drive, you just go back in, and it will release after a little while, but and it's just a little wet out, so it's not damaging. Keep going, but I like to pull it out right away. And if you go into reverse, it'll go out. The keychain does hang a little low, and it kind of does. You'll see it kind of put a couple scratches on the steering column, but it does rattle, make a little bit of noises. I even thought about cutting a couple links out of the chain, but it's cool looking. Alrighty, so we are gonna hit the road. I'm not sure really if you're gonna be able to see this. One thing is, I don't want to do when I'm trying to drive, is here's the cruise control. It lights up. So when you release, it no longer lights up. This was working earlier. Not too sure what happened there. Maybe another bulb kicked the bucket. You know, that's one thing that's interesting. When it gets cold out, light bulbs and batteries, they pack it out if they're close to being done. Tack works great. Fuel gauge works good. That's pretty much the extent of the gauges. I'm gonna take the keychain off just for right now, because I know on a camera some of those noises can sound like something really loud. So I'll just go ahead and take that off. It's really not that loud in person, and especially when you get the stereo going or you're chit-chatting. But cameras and phones are weird. You could open up a bag of chip and it sounds like you threw a rock through a window. I don't get it, but it's all right. We're gonna. It's got really good power. It's got a nice deep little sound to it. You know, that's what I like about the Japanese motors. They just have a totally different sound. I'm not a fan of the 4.3 Chevy sound. All you hear is fan on those things. So these just have a great little, just tight little rumble. So hopefully we can get out on the highway here and get up to some good speeds. So 136, 452. I'm going to do this so you can see it light up. It's your rear defroster for your rear window. So we're going to go into second. I'm not flooring it. You can see the tack there. Hopefully you can, the steering wheel's, whoa, I guess it does tilt all the way up. So I'm shifting about 3,000. That's 4th gear right there. Sun's in our face a little bit. Into 5th. So these got pretty much highway tires. You get a little bit of wind noise for the truck being built like a square, but you don't get any, no seals are wore out or nothing. They got wind noise brand new. So in 5th gear, about 60 miles an hour, we're doing about 2,700 RPMs. Bit of downshift. Try to get up to some speed. It just rides really nice and smooth. Go ahead and get off here. I'm going to take you to some back roads. It's got some tight corners. And here I'll show you. It goes really fast because that front bulb's out. So I'll make sure we get a blister pack ordered down. Trying to hopefully I don't miss any bumps or any switches or anything like that. One thing I did forget to mention is I don't know what it's up with the rear seatbelt receivers in the back, but they're all a little bit discolored. It's like the blue on the square receiver part. It's turned kind of a brown color. So take a look at those in the pictures. I got plenty of pictures. Here's some potholes, big potholes from the snow and freeze. Hold on, and it just takes them like a champ. No rattling. I mean, zero rattling. The rear hatch doesn't latch. It latches and locks tight. No door pin issues on any of the doors. No dash rattle, no radio rattle, no cubby rattle, no door panel rattle. It is as quiet as it was in 1994. I mean, it is unbelievable. The tires, are highway tires, like I was mentioning. I think they have a date code of 15-ish on there, but there will be including a picture included. So we got tight little S curve coming up here, good left, and I wanted to show you because into third gear, downshift, no grinding in any one. Down into second, look at nice and tight. I mean, no clunking, no slacking. It wants to return to center. Into third, brakes, brakes have been replaced like I was talking about. Downshift in second. Again, it's real tight. If this thing was worn out, you'd be seeing this steering wheel rotated way over, and then, I would be bringing it back to centered out, but it's nice and tight. I mean, whoever buys this truck, you couldn't do anything to it to make it drive better. It's that tight, clean, and smooth. All the fluids have been changed. It's jump in and go. Run to your next fill up, and run it to your next fill up, and then run to the next oil change. It's it's 3,000 miles away. It's got Wix and Mobile One in it. I love Mobile One in the Japanese rigs, European cars. So, all right, guys, going to no reserves.